What's going on, guys? Hopefully you had a wonderful Thursday. Stimulus negotiations are going to continue to move on. Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell have not yet reached an agreement on multiple issues, and they will continue to work on this. Earlier this week, it looked like we were going to have a deal. It looked like we were going to have a stimulus package done, agreed upon, passed by the House, the Senate, signed by President Trump by the end of this week. Well, now it's not looking so likely. Do I think there's still a stimulus package to be done? Yes, I do. Do I think it's going to happen by tomorrow? I don't. Most reports are indicating, and even senators are coming out and saying, this will happen this weekend. That is the reason why, when I said earlier today in both the videos, I don't anticipate a deal to get done until possibly Sunday or Monday. That's why I use Monday as that kind of this is when it's going to happen, and I use that as a time frame. Okay, if we see the deal passed by Monday, then we could see stimulus checks by the 28th of December, possibly January 1st. So that's doable. That's better than seeing it at the end of January. But right now, okay, what we know is Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell are going to continue to hammer out these details, the final details. Mitch McConnell says, we're on the 1 yard line. Nancy Pelosi says, we should have a bill today. Well, we'll see. It's almost the end of the day. I don't know. I'm not very optimistic there, but it could happen. Hopefully, the bill comes out right when I release this video. If that's the case, great. But I highly doubt it's going to. Now, right now, Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell are trying to get some work done. But at the same time, they are introducing new problems into the already agreed upon package. And that's what's causing a big issue. They like to introduce these new problems, not only to make things better, but to make the American people's lives worse in the meantime. We're struggling. American people are struggling, and they need to provide help and do it now. Earlier today, there were reports that there's potentially a $600 to $700 stimulus check on the table. It's still on the table, but we are now getting reports that is not $700. Nope, that's too much. Let's just stick with $600 flat for every single person that receives a stimulus check. Okay, well, at least now we can move forward. They are also indicating that this will include all adult dependents and families of an ITIN holder, which simply means if, let's say, there's a family of 4, 2 kids, 2 adults, and let's say the dad or the mom has an ITIN number and the other one has a social security number. Well, that family of 4 would receive stimulus checks for everybody but the ITIN holder. So they'd still get stimulus checks for those 3 people, the dad or the mom and the 2 children. That is good. The income threshold has yet to be released and has yet to be agreed upon, but it will most likely be the same as last time, if not a little bit less. It was $75,000 last time. It could potentially go down, but it will not go up. So what I can tell you right now is if you received the first stimulus check for $1,200, you will most likely receive the second stimulus check. So at least that's some good news. Nancy Pelosi stated earlier today that we should have a bill today. Again, we're towards the end of the day. I highly doubt it. But being that today is just about over, I expect one of 2 things. Either Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell will continue to work into the night, which they could possibly do and reach an agreement sometime tonight, early tomorrow morning, or possibly tomorrow. But what I expect is if they now know, okay, we're not going to be able to get this done by Friday by midnight, then let's just go home early, get a good night's sleep, have a great breakfast that they can afford because most of America can't, and we'll come back tomorrow, sit in our nice fancy office, and we will hammer out a deal then. That's mostly likely what's going to happen. Now, what we know is both Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell have told their members to be prepared to work through the weekend and have also said be prepared to vote, most likely on Saturday. So that's 2 days from today. So that means chances of them getting a deal done today is highly unlikely at this point, being that we have reports of all their different issues, and I'm going to get to that in just a second, but it still looks like a deal will get done. It just most likely will not happen until sometime this weekend. So Congress is up against the clock to try to get a deal done. We know that. And we know if they do not get this deal done by tomorrow at midnight, and they don't do a government stopgap bill, then the government will shut down for however many days until they reach an agreement. Right now, every single person in Congress wants to go home. They all want to go home, back to their home states, back to their families, but they can't do that until a deal gets done. Republican John Thune, the second-ranked Republican in the Senate, he stated earlier today that staffers don't seem likely to get a short-term stopgap bill done before tomorrow night. There's not enough time to get this done. So he said there will most likely be a 1, 2, possibly a 3-day government shutdown in order to have Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell have enough time to hammer out the rest of the details of this bill. We do know that there have been some recent changes to that $748 billion stimulus package that's going to take it up most likely to around $900 billion. It could also go up as high as roughly $1 trillion. Here are the changes. I mentioned a few of these earlier today, but I just want to put this in a easier to understand format. First off, it used to be $288 billion for PPP funding for small businesses. That essentially went up to $300, and now it's up to $325 billion. Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats are trying to get the SNAP benefit, trying to get this boost up from 15% where it is right now. That's how it's written in the $748 billion stimulus package. They want to get it up a little bit higher, most likely to 20-25% increase. We will see, but that's currently where there's currently a sticking point there as well. Republicans are attempting, this is big, they are attempting to prevent the unemployed from getting both a stimulus check and unemployment boost. Now, I'm not sure how this would work. I stated this earlier. I think it'd be an administrative nightmare, but that's currently what Republicans are doing, and they're all for administrative nightmares. They don't care. So, do I think this is going to happen? I don't. I think they are putting this out there, kind of hanging this carrot saying, oh, well, if you do this, we're going to do this. And so I don't think this is going to happen, but it is being talked about, and so we will have to keep an eye on that. Also, many members want the $17 billion to airlines. There's $17 billion just earmarked for airlines, airline bailout. There's $17 billion going to that. Many members are saying, let's just not provide any funding to the airlines because they need to learn. The American people, the taxpayers keep on bailing out these big businesses, these big corporations. Let the weak ones go under, the strong ones will survive, and then we'll be better off with those. Well, this is what's currently being talked about. Also, Republicans want to do away with the federal eviction moratorium for 1 month. They've stated that there is no need for a 1-month federal eviction moratorium because we're going to provide rental assistance. But here's the issue, and here's the reason why I believe 1 month is the minimum that they can do. Okay, they're thinking about just pulling the plug. Absolutely no rental assistance or absolutely no eviction moratorium extension because we're providing rental assistance. But right now, what they're saying is, well, if we don't give them this eviction moratorium, then what's going to happen is this requires the government to quickly put this program together and send out money, or else all these people get evicted. So they have to do something, and they have to do it quickly. They're also saying Democrats want this to be extended to 4 months, not just 1 month, to 4 months. Democrats also want $90 billion to go to the FEMA funding, which Republicans want much less, and this is one of the reasons why it could potentially go up from $748 billion to $900 billion, then up to about $990 billion. And also, Republicans want to cancel the CARES Act federal lending programs. They say they do, well, this isn't technically what they say, but what they are alluding to is they do not want Biden and Yellen to come in, start all these programs back up again after they've just agreed to this almost $1 trillion package, and then it's going to essentially double, possibly even triple the cost of this package. They don't want that. Republicans are saying, no, we want to cancel that and make it so that you cannot bring this back. And the worry right now is that many people inside Congress right now do not want to really push for more. They want to, they'd like to, but at the same time, they want to push for more than what Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi are giving them. They don't want to do this simply because this could hurt the bill and the passing of it, but at the same time they want to push for more because they are saying as soon as this bill is introduced, this will most likely get rushed through. They will not get much of a chance to really look at it. They will most likely be rushed to vote for this and get it passed. They are also saying that right now many members of Congress are worried if they do accept a smaller stimulus package now, there's a good chance we never see another stimulus package, because most likely Mitch McConnell will not agree to whatever Joe Biden is wanting. So right now, this is a big sticking point. At this time, the Problem Solvers Caucus are also working on the liability protections. They're working to come to an agreement for liability protections because Mitch McConnell has stated several times, if we tie liability protections to state and local government funding, this is the way we're going to get liability protections passed. Which means the only way to get state and local government funding, which Nancy Pelosi really wants, really needs, and states really need this money, is we have to work on that liability protections. How do we get that done? So that's what the Problem Solvers Caucus is working on right now. They're hoping to have a deal or a tentative agreement on where they're moving forward with that. They're hoping to have that within the next week before Christmas, and they want to get this done by the end of the year. So not only provide this new $748 billion, possibly $900, maybe $990 billion package, get this done, but also get the liability protections package done as well by the end of this year. So that's what we know. Again, right now Nancy Pelosi has stated, where she did earlier, she stated we should see a bill sometime today. Hopefully that's the case. If it is, great. I'll come back and I'll provide another update for you guys. Or I might just do an update tomorrow morning just to keep it simple, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, there's so much information, but I want to provide the most up-to-date information as I possibly can. So just want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go ahead, subscribe so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.